Hello and welcome to the Sydney United Sports Centre for round 21 action of the NPL New South Wales men's competition. It's Sydney United 58 playing host to St George Saints in what should be a thrilling clash here in Sydney Southwest in the Denzer Park. Thank you very much for joining us on the Football New South Wales YouTube page on the live stream here. I'm Dominic Crenady. We've got plenty of action across the league today, so thank you for choosing this game for your Sunday afternoon pickings. Let's get straight to it then with the starting lineups for Sydney United 58 FC. Joko Kalac made 2 changes to the side that pulled off a sensational comeback win over Hills United just 7 days ago. Starting in goals, as always, number 1, Oliver Kalac. Centre-back pairing, number 4, Adrian Vlastelica, number 14, Liam McGinn. The 2 fullbacks, number 7, Jordan Ivancic, and number 6, Adam Zervis, retains his spot at right back after an impressive month of form. Filling in for the injured Bailey Rule. On the right side of defence, there's moments away from kickoff here in the Denzer Park. We're underway and it's Marko Adambasic. The first touch of the game for the hosts. Vlastelica sends it long, trying to pick out Stephen de Robillard, who rejoins the starting lineup after a short stint away playing World Cup qualifiers with the Mauritian national team. Love to see the best of the NPL getting out there and representing the countries of their heritage, such as Stephen out there. 4th cap he earned for the Mauritian national team. So big congratulations to him, but he returns on the right side in a middle 3 of number 10, Carlos de Oliveira, number 5, Anthony Tomalic, and number 15, Tadic Maya. Joining them on the left, in Sydney United's best, it's number 8, Shunta Nakamura, and as mentioned before, number 12, Marko Adambasic leads the lineup, which means that Sydney United 58's top goal scorer, Patrick Antelmi, still remains on the bench, still recovering from that injury, though he did come off the bench, score the winner for his side against Hills United in the 3-2 win. The bench is as follows: number 2, Christian Gonzalez, he loses his spot to the returning captain, Adrian Vlastelica, number 9, Patrick Antelmi, number 11, Matthew Hatch, suffered a bit of an injury setback as well, and had some pretty decent replacements out there with Adam Zervis and Jordan Ivancic. Number 13, Alessandro Lacalandra, the backup goalkeeper. Number 17, Matthew Nikolovsky, you don't see that every day. And number 29, Joshua Attard, takes up the final spot on the bench for Joko Kalac's side. On the back of 2 wins in a row in the NPL New South Wales competition, as we look to their visitors today, who have struggled a bit over the last month and a half, you'd say. They haven't played particularly bad, just haven't had the rub of the green, and the results just not going their way at this stage of the season, and slowly but surely trying to crawl out of that relegation scrap. They've got a pretty good gap after their strong starts of the season, but they all want to get some points here today and just give themselves some breathing room, considering what's been happening with those sides at the bottom. You just never know who's going to pick up 3 points and when. Sydney United have started pretty strongly here. In all fairness, St George haven't had much going forward. Here's their first real chance at an attack. Grozos's layoff to the skipper for today, that is Patrick O'Shea. We'll get to their lineup. This is the lineup that Jane Tausevsky has put out there, obviously missing their captain, inspirational leader Troy Danaskos. Massive blow for them. He's been their best player, not only this season but in years gone by, so his impact and his presence will be dearly missed, but Patrick O'Shea picks up the armband, the number 6 in the middle there. And their lineup is as follows: number 2, Kaya Degore, number 5, Nicholas Calagiro, as mentioned, number 6, Patrick O'Shea, number 8, Connor Quilligan, likely to lead the line in the number 9 role, but the number 9 jersey does go to Peter Grossos, who is out wide today. Harry Jones through the middle with the number 10 shirt, number 18, Mark Rodich, the keeper, number 20, Daniel Axford, number 23, Evangelo Souris, number 27, Jaden Cedo, and number 30, Justin Poon, who replaces Danaskos, will likely play that 6th role that Danaskos adapted into in last week's derby loss to St George City. Sydney United winning possession back here. Maya, it's a nice little flick to De Oliveira, it's off the crossbar, and Sydney United firing the first shot of this game just 3 minutes in, out of seemingly nothing. A great little 1-2 play there between Maya, Adambasic, and De Oliveira. Looked like he had it first time, no touch needed, and just dipping over the bar, and a warning shot to Daniel Axford in goals. That shot had plenty of venom behind it, great curl, but unfortunately for De Oliveira, he'll have to wait. And that's out for a goal kick. St. George regather out the back here. They've tended to go for the 5 at the back, but I think without Danaskos today, they'll probably revert back to the 4-2-3-1 that we've seen last week against St. George City. They had plenty of success in attack, and they love playing the counter-attack through those win-backs, as Nakamura showing off the acrobatics to win that ball back, but it's only as far as the number 10, Harry Jones. We'll just get to the bench for St. George FC, starting with number 7, Jesse Spang, number 11, Anthony Morabito, number 14, Alex Malfara, number 17, Thomas Brown, number 21, Sam Smith, and the final man on the bench is number 22, Aidan O'Shea. St. George with their first real chance of the match here. Try and build something together. Obviously, mentioned it a lot off the top, but Danaskos offered them so much going forward. He, you know, traditionally playing as a left wing back, if you will, but just his presence out there and what he brings to the side. He's joint top goal scorer for the side from that position. It's a very impressive feat. So here's Grossos. Grossos back down to Calagero, who's essentially played almost every minute of this season down that right side, and he's in a very advanced position now, Calagero. Safely lays it back to Grossos. Jones. Nice little 1-2 there with Calagero. The Oliveira's there to meet him, though. Just happy to take their time now, which is not a traditional way that we've seen them play this season. The Saints, they're more than often happy to let sides do this to them. Again, sit down a few players and in a bit of a run of form that wouldn't go the way that they would have liked anyway. Now with Grossos, long range effort, but that was never really going to trouble Oliver Kalash in goals and sparking something straight away. Sending it straight out to Jordan Ivancic. Halted there for the time being by Harry Jones. Oliveira looked for the switch for Adam Zervis, and he's done very well to keep that in. Small in stature, but big heart, very courageous, no fear at all. Adam Zervis was speaking to Joko Kalac pre-game about the development of Adam Zervis, who spoke a couple of weeks ago when his side went down 1-0 to Sydney Olympic here at the Sydney United Sports Centre, and he was very frustrated with just the injury build-up, and not much he could do about it. Essentially, it was just a build-up of fixtures along with a cup run that he was really keen on, you know, making another possible run to the final. He wants to get these fans back in the stands and support the club. He knows how important it is. It's the backbone of this club, really. He was just very frustrated. Had about 6 or 7 regulars out, and Adam Zervis, Jordan Ivancic, Marko Adambasic, Stephen de Robillard, just amongst those players that have benefited from this little injury crisis that they've had, because they've found plenty of minutes starting and in the first team. They might not have if that injury crisis hadn't happened. Well, blessing in disguise to all of that. They've managed to keep the points up throughout it. On the back of 2 straight wins, scoring 3 goals in their last 4 games exactly. So goals are plenty. Sydney United 58. And they've looked good so far. Just one strike that really could have been a goal early on. Carlos de Oliveira. Not meant to be, and St. George won't want to take any mistakes. So we just got official word from our friends at Inside NPL. Shout out to Anthony Crenedi and the crew over there that Troy Danaskos out for the next 2 weeks. Actually tying the knot. So a bit of unfortunate timing, but they're confident enough to get the job done without him. So key to everything they do in attack and defense. He's a regular points taker when it comes to the 3-2-1 in the match report, and as you can read that today at the conclusion of this match. Nice little 3-2-1 there for you. We'll probably pop in with our own throughout the game as well. So we've got 2 other games kicking off simultaneously as well. We've got a 2 other massive games really. We've got Rockdale Linden, Blacktown City. Got commentary there from Alex Molchanov. Match of the round. It's interesting to see how Rockdale will respond after that 9-0 thumping by Marconi just a couple of days ago, and just a couple of kilometres away from where we are right now here in Adenza Park. And see Sydney FC taking on the Western Sydney Wanderers in a Academy derby. the NPL. It's become one of the marquee fixtures of this competition since the Wanderers been promoted into this competition 2 years ago. And it never fails to disappoint, really. I've covered a few of them, been there firsthand, and it's a really great experience. As United, with their second real chance of the game, Nakamura tried to play a curling effort through to Stephen de Robillard, but Daniel Axford's first to it. We've got 6th place today, Sydney United, taking on 12th place St George Saints. See Sydney United stringing a couple wins together now, and you think if they keep doing it, and you never know, you might get a couple more 9-0s above you, and all of a sudden you're in locking down a final spot. So we've got a goal, Rockdale Linden up 1-0 against Blacktown City, 10 minutes in and no goal to report from at Wanderers Football Park. Still 0-0 there between the two A-League Academy rivals. Rozos, an aerial duel there with Jordan Ivancic, and scored for the foul, and that's Adrian Arndt out in the middle. His assistant referees today, Matthew Harris, Thomas Dale, and the 4th official, Hayden Michaela. Apologies for that. Obviously we had the under-20s as well. Sydney United with a late winner to get a 3-2 win over St George Saints. A little crowd building for that as well, and there's a good little crowd here as well today on the hill. Just about everywhere around stands. Gets pretty cold here in the winter, so lots of people probably tuning in on the live stream. Got the fire or the heater going today. Very nippy around these ends at this time of year. Rozos tried to get through 2, and he's sandwiched between De Oliveira and Tomilic. United will win back possession. De Oliveira, out of all the injuries and ins and outs of the squads that they've had, that midfield 3 has never really changed, and this man's been pretty crucial to that as well. Shunta Nakamura able to stay healthy and become a very, very key piece of this Sydney United 58 attack. So between himself, Patrick Antelmi and Carlos De Oliveira, got close to 25 goals just between the 3 of them, and scored 38 this year, Sydney United, and Antelmi with 10, De Oliveira with 8. Nakamura with 7, and obviously missing Aiden Milicevic, 4th highest goal scorer with 4 there. Liam Hatch's got a couple, he's got 3. Stephen de Robillard's got 3 as well, and Michaelandra's got 2 off the bench, and Bailey Rule as well. So they've only got 8 goal scorers between those 38 goals that they've scored, and just don't very know what they're doing in attack, and very structured attack, which has worked well in their favour. So as opposed to some of the other sides you see, they might have 10 or 12 different scorers at this stage of the season. You know where the goals are going to come from Sydney United 58, and you can see them coming, but you can't stop them sometimes. His pass is almost intercepted there, but the skipper for today, Pat O'Shea, cleans it up, only for the time being though. Tarek Meyer trying to play Aaron Basic through, he's almost first to it. De Gordo did very well to shield him off the ball, and Axford cleaning up the scraps there for the visitors. So typically with Danaskos in the lineup in previous iterations, have De Gordo, Rodic and Cito as the 3 centre-backs, and Calagero and Danaskos licensed to go up and down. Pat O'Shea always happy to fill in and provide some extra balance at the back. Long switch from Calagero, only as far as Zervis' head, and De Robillard's there to retain it and hold it back. Liam McGinn out to Kalach. Not messing around with it. Straight up. Headed away by Tomilic, and fair challenge there. Scored a league goal in close to 10 years. Anthony Tomilic. Could today be the day he breaks his duck? Usually has 1 or 2 shots a game, so you never know. And now Zervis, showing the pace he's got on display. De Robillard gets it onto the left, looks for the front stick, but it's straight down the throat of Axford. Axford's had plenty of work to do in the first 13 or so minutes of this game. Gwilligan hasn't had too much involvement so far, and that's a credit to the Sydney United 58 defence. I've seen him since I've been covering the entire NPL system, seen him come through the League 2 and League 1 systems and stand out in all those leagues, and was always the man that when you spoke to opposition coaches, they always had his name earmarked. And first man they circled on the team sheet was Connor Quilligan, applying his trade for the St. George Saints. So going as far back to his days at Sydney Uni in the 2022 season in what was then League 3. Got his head up, only as far as Tomalich, but he's beaten to the ball there. I look like Grossos. Just coming centrally a little bit here. Harry Jones just out wide for the time being. Jones looking for the 1-2 with Calogero, but Nakamura's there showing the defensive capabilities. Attacking superstar and all, but always willing to put the work in. And I've got to say, he's wearing really low socks today. Got to wonder if there's shin pads on underneath that, as is Carlos de Oliveira. I don't know what's going on with the kit work at Sydney United 58 here, but sure it'll be fine. Ivancic fakes the cross, and much to the displeasure of Željko Kalac, wanted to see him send that ball across. Maya now to Di Robillard. Zervis. So Željko Kalac just telling Tarek Maya and Anthony Tomalich to switch sides, which would mean Tomalich likely going to come and hold that left central midfield position, whilst Maya will move out to the right. De Oliveira will float in between that 10 spot, possibly sharing the duties with Tarek Myers. Back pass and touch there to Axford, and usually those clearances are the ones you see go straight to the opposition, but he's done very well to keep that in touch with his team now. Quilligan's got two options to the right. Plays a short ball to Jones, who sends it back to the receiver. Calogero was as keen as you like to get that ball. Long ball over the top from Quilligan, but straight into the safe hands. That is Oliver Kalac in the number 1 jersey for Sydney United 58. Great disposal skills as well, and loves to play it out from his feet. Struggled in that department at the start of the season, but he's looked much more confident as the season progresses. Marko Adam Basic almost all the way back to his centre-back, with Pat O'Shea just lurking in, breathing down his neck. De Robillard now. Zervis. That's a great fake from Maya, but that's an even better tackle from Pat O'Shea. Calls for a foul, and I don't think that was justified. Fantastic tackle from the Saints captain, but the clearance out there on the left from Poon, it's no good. Now resetting through Vlastelica. Ivancic hugging the sideline. Great ball to Shunta Nakamura. Nakamura's ball in the middle. Picks out Tarek Maya, but Tagodo clears it away. Saving Axford the work of getting to that one. Kayo Tagodo puts his head in the air after that one. After all that hard work, it's gone out for a throw, and they're in an even more dangerous position now, the hosts. I was up in the air for about 3 minutes by the looks of it, but United retain possession. This is what they've been really good at, getting themselves out of tricky situations with this one-touch tiki-taka football. Very impressive in the early stages. We've seen it on display throughout the season so far, but none more than this game here. 1-2 between Nakamura and Ivancic. Now the left-back's ball in centrally, and the two players there was De Robillard and Adam Basic. Both missed it. De Oliveira first time. Fantastic save from Daniel Axford. And for the second time this game, Carlos De Oliveira has threatened to open the scoring. Denied by the crossbar the first time, and now he's been denied by Daniel Axford. Did very well to get a hand to that and push it away for a corner, and that's going to be the first of the game for Sydney United 58. It's been such an impressive signing coming across from Blacktown City. Carlos De Oliveira. A little bit of a slip there from De Robillard taking it. De Oliveira sends it back that way to the number 22. His cross is only as far as Harry Jones, but it's out for a throw. Deflected away. He'll leave that one for Adam Zervis. Get himself back in a better position to attack, as Zervis Looks to pick out Adam Basic. Basic is trapped away there. Cito, who forced him to just send it away as far as he can, and luckily for him, it's gone to Shunta Nakamura. Ivancic to De Oliveira. Tomalic, again, very advanced. Doesn't like creeping up above that halfway line, Liam McGinn, unless it's a corner. This is very similar to what we've seen when these two sides played in the reverse fixture at the Rockdale Linden Sports Centre, round 6. Sydney United dominating possession that day, at 62% of it. St George Saints only had 38%. It was pretty even attacking-wise, both sides basically having 8 shots apiece. But it was Sydney United who walked away with the win that day as Meyer intercepts it. Could be through on goal here, Tarek Meyer. Meyer lays it off. De Robillard was waiting for it. Aaron Basic wanted to have a go, but made the wise move to leave it to De Robillard. Now with Tomalic. Nakamura in there. Just laying it back to Tomalic. De Robillard does well to pick out Meyer, who finds Aaron Basic, gets it onto his left. He's taken down. Referee says it's all ball, and Kaio De Godoy takes it away, and they're going to have to defuse this situation, the Saints. Under the pump the last couple of minutes, and very well could have conceded a penalty there. Not to be, though. The attack's not over for the time being, though. Zervis finds Meyer in an unusual right winger position as De Robillard wearing the number 8 shirt there, in theory. Captain Vlastelica. There's a long ball. Ivancic will have to do well to get to this one. Looks like he kept it in and possibly deflected it off Rodic, and the referee agrees with that. Making the best of a not so ideal situation. Jordan Ivancic getting his side their second corner of the game. Had to use everything to get to that, and Tarek Meyer is going to take the corner here for Sydney United. Basically everyone's up. Jordan Ivancic, the lone man on the halfway line. De Oliveira and Adam Zervis lurking at the edge along with Stephen De Robillard, and everyone else in the middle waiting for this cross from Meyer. Meyer's ball, it's on target, hits the roof of the net. We've seen that tactic used quite a bit this weekend alone. A little message went out to all the clubs. Straight on target from the corner. Didn't work out that time for Sydney United. As we mentioned a couple minutes ago, last time these two sides met, it was a 3-2 win to Sydney United. Carlos De Oliveira, Patrick Enthelmy and Matthew Hatch on the score sheet that day, and it was Matthew Hatch walked away with man of the match thanks to SofaScore with an 8.0 rating that day, best on field by a mile. It was Aidan O'Shea and Nicholas Skataric who were on the score sheet for the Saints that day. Obviously Skataric not playing today. Got 4 goals this season. He's trailing. He's missing captain today, Troy Danaskos. Ball in from Caligiero, looked to pick out this Quilligan in the middle, and Vlastelica with the athletic header away and sparking a counter-attack possibly here for United. Caligiero does well to get back and retain possession for the visitors. Aidan O'Shea, typically used off the bench, has got 3 goals this year. Jesse Spang and Caligiero with a double, and lone goals to Connor Quilligan, Pat O'Shea, Evangelos Souris, and Harry Jones as well. They've struggled a bit in front of goal this year, only 26 goals from their first 20 games, the Saints, but defensively very, very sound. 42 goals conceded in that time, and it doesn't sound great, but when you compare it to others around them, it's pretty good. See a bit of a slump in form lately, which has contributed to that stat blowing out of proportion a little bit, in all fairness to the Saints. To play a very attractive brand of football for a casual fan of this competition. You love the way the Saints play on the counter-attack, utilising the wing-backs, and very modern brand of football from Jane Talsevski. They've been under the pump in the first 20 minutes or so here. United walking back a few of their injured players slowly but surely. Patrick can tell me one of them. And they're really starting to click. A little slump of form. It's like their visitors today. They're coming out of it. They'll look to start something here with Nakamura. Stalitza looked for the early one to Meyer, and it's intercepted there by O'Shea, and his ball out to Grossos. Both Nakamura and Ivancic there, and one of the stars for United 58 this year, Shunta Nakamura. He's been working his ass off, really. Let's get back defensively today. Plenty of work being done on both sides, up and down the flanks. McGing tried to play an early one over the top to Adam Basic. Pretty good idea. Adam Basic timed it really well. The flag stayed down just a little bit too much. It looked like the Saints were playing a bit of an offside trap there. Ivancic trying to find the early ball to Nakamura. Calogero had all the time in the world to header that one away. Just seems to be that bit of a missing piece going forward for the Saints so far. Struggling to find the connector. Grossos has a go and takes out Adrian Vlastelica. Went down pretty quickly there. That's not a great sight for the United 58 captain. With the bench options, and he doesn't look to be in great state there. Adrian Vlastelica only returning to the starting lineup after a couple weeks stint on the bench. A slight hamstring issue in the 1-0 loss to Sydney Olympic. Gave a debut to Malik Shamadine in the time being, but this is a good chance for both teams to reset and get a bit of a drinks break in. Christian Gonzalez, who filled in for Vlastelica last week, could be the go-to replacement if he was to come off here, but we hope not. Let's go around the grounds. Sydney FC leading the Western Sydney Wanderers 1-0, 28 minutes gone in that clash, and Rockdale Linden up 1-0 against Bankstown City. So we await official word on Vlastelica. He seems to be up, which is a great sign. Whether he continues or not, it's a different question. Gonzalez warming up, but it does seem like Vlastelica could be okay to continue. I mean, the shot was very, very powerful and just hit him in that perfect spot in the chin. Unfortunate for him. Let's see what the official word is from the physio and the referee. Just have to be on the sideline for the next couple of minutes. It's a good chance to go back around the grounds for the other games that have happened this round. Obviously starting off with Manly United giving a 2-0 win to the Central Coast Mariners at Cromer Park on Friday night. We had Wollongong Wolves adding a bit more spice to that relegation battle with a 2-0 win over Hills United. Just quickly here, Vlastelica's walking and up, which is a good sign, and he'll come off here for a couple of moments as they determine to do with him. With that head knock, as the fourth official will also seek out to see what the latest is. So the other results, the Marconi Stallions surprisingly 3-3 draw with the Sutherland Sharks after scoring 9 against the league leaders Rockdale Linden just days earlier. And the Northwest Sydney Spirit getting a 4-3 win over St George City in an absolute thriller there. And obviously the two other games going on simultaneously here as Vlastelica returns to the action, which is good to see. 15 or so minutes to go in the first half, and then you get a nice little rest. Let the noggin rest a bit there and reevaluate at half-time. Kaya Dugodi. Tesaurus. Calogero. De Robillard breathing down his neck, and looks like Zsuzsa Kalic has made another formation adjustment, if you will. Shunta Nakamura now out on the right. Stephen de Robillard on the west touchline here will occupy the left wing position. Tadek Myers gone into the number 10 role. Anthony Tomilich, you'd assume, will stay as the 6, and it's Carlos de Oliveira who is going to be the box-to-box midfielder in the number 8 role. Let's see if that changes anything for United 58, or if the Saints can expose the change here. It's out wide through Poon, who's got Zervis to deal with. He'll never stop running. The former Newcastle Jets Academy product, and a bit of a debate here between the goal kick and corner, but it's going to be a goal kick the way of Sydney United 58, and it's a credit to Adam Zervis again. It's been sensational the last couple of weeks. They've really unearthed one to watch in the years to come here at Adenza Park. Adam Zervis. Kalac with a long clearance and finds Aram Basic. Does very well to head it down to Maya. Sends it out wide to Nakamura. Not the biggest of right sides for Sydney United. 58 now with a very tall and aerial present left side with Ivancic and Steven de Robillard. There he is, de Robillard, good first touch. Out wide to Nakamura, but it's intercepted. And the Saints regather possession. It was Evan Souris working back there from the left side. Doing a bit of defensive work, getting the hands dirty. Both sets of attackers have done very well with today. The sun starts to set, and you got to imagine the temperature will slowly start to drop here. It's Tomilich caught up there with Grossos. Gives away a foul just shy of the halfway line. Taken very quickly by O'Shea. Out to Souris. Poon. Harry Jones. Afraid to take it forward, looking for the 1-2, but again it's Shunta Nakamura working back defensively to just stop it, halt that attack for the time being. Degotto's touch is a little bit heavy, and Aram Basic and Maya there to meet him. If they can turn here, they've got numbers forward, but De Oliveira does well to hold off Grossos, and now the other way with Tomilich. De Robillard to Ivancic. McGinn. Service. Smart run there by Nakamura. He's got 3 options in the middle. Opts to go himself on the left foot. Shunta Nakamura. Just got underneath it and didn't get the curl, and an attack gone to waste there for Sydney United 58. Sydney United 58, if they could get a win here today and Sydney FC were to remain in the lead against their rivals, Western Sydney Wanderers, they would leapfrog into the top 5 for the first time in a couple of weeks at least. And then if Rockdale continue beating Blacktown City as well, they go into 4th actually. Blacktown on 38 points, Western Sydney Wanderers on 37, and Sydney United on 36 points. And RPL Leichhardt with a game to play with 40 points in 3rd place there, trailing their Italian rivals, the Marconi Stallions, by 1 point there at 41 points in 2nd place. And obviously Rockdale Linden leading the league, 47 points. But you just never know what a result like a 9-0 could do. Alek Udashevsky's got them in the lead though, and they still lead 1-0, as do Sydney FC over the Western Sydney Wanderers. And a win for Sydney FC wouldn't do the St. George Saints confidence any boost, you'd imagine, because they're on 15 points in that relegation playoff spot, 15th at the moment. They would jump to 18, going over the Sutherland Sharks and Hills United, depending on goal difference. That would put them within 3 points of the St. George Saints if they weren't to get a draw at best here today. So massive, massive implications this game has on both sides of the table. Which is 5 wins for the Saints this year. 6 draws as well to go along with that to get up their points total. 21 for the season, but only 1 win away from home this year. Can they change that here? Long ball over the top to Poon, but he's offside. It was a good ball from Quilligan. The aerial presence, the number 9, in the number 9 role, I should say, wearing the number 8. But unfortunate there, and Adi Grossos has a bit of a problem right next to his coach Iane. Falsevsky, so these options off the bench include Jesse Spang, Anthony Morabito, Alex Malfara, Thomas Brown, Sam Smith, and the likeliest to come on, Aiden O'Shea. He'll come off and receive some treatment. Paddy Grossos got through a lot of work already in the first 35 minutes of this clash. Taken very quickly, and De Robillard looking to spark something here. Ivancic returns to sender. De Oliveira. Tomlic to McGinn. Out wide to his right back, Adam Zervis. Quick one to Nakamura. Tomlic had a bit of space to go forward, but opts to go for the attacking spark. That is Carlos De Oliveira. Vlastelica to Tomlic. Tomlic, who was filling captain whilst Vlastelica was out. That midweek clash against the Northwest Sydney Spirit. It's good to see a long-time servant of the club as Tomlic rewarded there. De Oliveira's pass a bit wayward, but it falls back to him the other way. A little bit of footballing karma there for De Oliveira. He'll be thanking the footballing gods for that one, as the clearance away there by Cito. It's only as far as Vlastelica. Tomlic over the top. Nakamura plays it back in the middle. Adam Basic almost had a go at an open net, but Daniel Axford again is there. Sport in the white hat. Daniel Axford to his side's rescue once again. Former Inter Lions keeper. Product of the Football New South Wales League 2 system as well, alongside Connor Gilligan and a few others in this Saints squad. De Godoy. Just happy to sit back and reassess their options out through the back now. Rodic. Godoy look to go long and get his side out of this little trap that United have placed them in. 1-2 there with Cito and Poon, and might have got away with it. No, they haven't. Myers done well to win it back. De Oliveira had De Robillard running down the left, but just to keep possession for the time being. Ivancic. Again. Stride forward. Cuts it into Adam Basic. Service. Running into space is Tomlic. Cuts it across to De Oliveira, switches it up to Ivancic. Ivancic tried to play it through. Might have been a shot, but pretty well mishit in the end there. And Axford again, cleaning it up for the Saints. 10 minutes to go, plus whatever injury time is thrown up here by our fourth official. It's interesting looking at the last time these two sides play. If you looked at the XG, courtesy of SofaScore, United scoring 3 goals with an XG of 1.1, and St. George even more impressively scoring 2 goals with an XG of 0.78. Zoko Kalac urging his team to push forward and put a bit of pressure on the Saints defence coming out of their own end, because I mean, they're there, but they've just had too many options like that. But that's great closing there from De Robillard, but Pat O'Shea cleans it up, and a first time through ball from Quilligan to Grossos. Cleaned up in the end there by Vlastelica, and a little glimmer of hope for the Saints as we close into half-time here. Throw taken quickly by Calagero. Final touch there was off Ivancic, so he had to clear it away for a throw-in, otherwise he would have conceded his side's first corner of the game. Flick there from Calagero, caught Grossos off guard, but he slams it into Ivancic and wins another throw for his side. 3rd in a row from that exact same position, essentially. Nice little flick on there to Jones. Calagero again with the no-look back heel pass. Harry Jones is there to clean it up. Poon's pass goes the way into the path of De Oliveira. He's tripped up, and on the attack, could we see a card issued here? It's the way of Rodic and Calagero. And the card is out now as Kaio Degode, likely not for tripping anyone up there, but for kicking the ball away, which is a frustrating one for the coaching staff, you'd imagine. Getting away with one there, taking down De Oliveira on the counter-attack, and they're getting one for a disciplinary issue. Average age in this starting lineup, 25.3. St. George Saints, nice little mixture of youth and experience, as they like to say. Finding that balance as Sydney United 58. The experienced heads, the likes of Lastalitsa, McGinn, Tomilic and Maya, Nakamura, and that as well. And then the next crop of stars, the Adam Basic's, Adam Zervis, Ivancic, De Robillard and De Oliveira. It's the Godoy now. Wasting any time finding that. Long pass to Quilligan. Grossos with a quick one back to the number 8. Possession coughed up, but recovered there nicely by the captain, Pat O'Shea. Souris is in a very, very defensive position. Sprints back out to his natural left there. Finding a home on the left wing there. Evangelo Souris. Or Evan Souris, apologies. Grozos switch positions with Calagero momentarily. Look to flick it past Ivancic. He's done well to force that away, and Vlastelica will be there to clean it up again. Good work there from Jordan Ivancic. Grozos fakes the cross and sends the Robillard the other way. Early ball in, Quilligan trying to find Jones. Vlastelica gets there, chests it into the path of his keeper, Oliver Kalach. Keen to get rid of it as quickly as he got it. The goal to report from in the Sydney FC Wanderers clash. That's 2-0 the way of the Sky Blues. Still 1-0 in the Rockdale Blacktown City clash, which both work in the way of Sydney United 58 now. They'd go over the Western Sydney Wanderers as things stand, and with a win would jump into 4th place over Blacktown City. Ivancic trying his best to put Grossos off his game, and he's put a fantastic ball through to Harry Jones, but McGinn's there first. His clearance is only as far as Quilligan though. Quilligan looking for support and finds it with Calagero. Grossos again covering in the right back position. You wonder if that knock he took earlier is starting to play its part. Rodic. Godoy, what a pass. Picking out Calagero, and they can start something from here, the Saints. Quilligan. Wide the number 8 back into Harry Jones. Pat O'Shea making his presence felt in attack for the first time this game. Rodic just simply playing it back to the Godoy, who he's had enough of playing diagonals. He wants to go forward, urging his side to go forward. If you're enjoying today's action, be sure to tune in to Kickoff, the official Football New South Wales competitions podcast covering the NPL New South Wales and Football New South Wales leagues. A new episode is out featuring in-depth discussion with Siobhan Edwards from the Illawarra Stingrays, Jack O'Brien from Blacktown City, and former Sydney United 58 talisman Chris Payne from League One men's outfit Bankstown City. Listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Great listen this week. And obviously Chris Payne made a name for himself here. As far as last season, he was banging them in for fun, really. Opted to leave the club and join Bankstown City, and going to help them get promoted this year as the ball falls to the edge of the box. Looked good, just got underneath it. Never really troubled Kalach in the end, but you got to say it's the Saints' first real shot at goal in a while, and just never know in these types of games what might make the difference. Surus, great ball to find Kalajiro. Rossos, twinkle toes caught up in his own feet, really there, and his pass goes straight into the reach of Jordan Ivancic, and United now again happy to hold back and just pick the Saints apart if they can. Long ball from Vlastelica. Picks out Ivancic. Appeals for handball, not given. Ivancic's cross is stopped by Kalajiro, but it's going to be a third corner of the game for Sydney United 58. Tarek Meyer collecting the ball again here. Meyer to the front stick, only as far as Pat O'Shea. Falls out to Zervis, his touch is a little bit too heavy. And cleared away, but only as far as Ivancic, who's under plenty of pressure and had to send it back to Kalac. The Saints pushing forward, plenty of numbers. There's Kalajiro and Harry Jones. Kalac has to get rid of it and does that. To Godoy. His head is only as far as the path of Aaron Basic. Again calls for handball and calls for a foul. Looks like it's going either way and the ref's going to play on. Letting the game flow. In the middle, Adrian Arndt. Surus back to Poon now. First half just moments away from the break. Going to say Sydney United 58. Probably looked better in attack, but they've had to work hard to break down this solid defence that is the Saints, and they've showed plenty in the counter-attack as well, just probably lacking that final pass. Great ball over the top. Quilligan's touch is even better. Gets past Callas. It's Connor Quilligan. What a stop. Liam McGinn. A sensational stop, and one that'll be replayed for weeks and weeks to come. Keeps it scoreless for the time being, and Connor Quilligan will be wondering how he didn't score there. Even more credit has to go to Kaya Degodo there. Sensational ball over the top, and Quilligan's first touch was perfect. Had Kalac coming out, dinked it past him, but the wise veteran partnership of Vlastelica and McGinn both on the goal line, stopping a goal there, but one last chance for the Saints here. Jones's ball in the middle, cleared away by Vlastelica. Only as far as Calageru. Gets it back in the middle, headed back into the path of Pat O'Shea, but it's an offside call there, and it was Mark Rodic called offside as he tried to play it back into the middle. And that should be final touch of the half as Connor Quilligan telling the referee that Kalac has to put that 10 metres back to where it was. Kalac's ball looked to get Adam Basic, and Rodic used him as a bit of a catapult there. Referee playing on, maybe giving benefit of the doubt to Oliver Kalac, who played that ball a couple metres ahead of where the offside flag went up, but see nothing too major coming from it. Happy to let that one go. Axford shifts his man to the left, but that's going to be the final play of the half. St. George Saints came within inches of opening the scoring, but both sides will go into the sheds with no goals. It's 0-0 here at the Sydney United Sports Centre. Join us back here in 15 minutes for the second half of action. Back Sydney United Sports Centre, second half. Moments away here. 0-0. Both sides having really good chances. Either side of the whistle, really. Carlos de Oliveira hitting the crossbar in the 3rd minute. And in the dying stages of the first half there, it was Connor Quilligan who had his shot cleared off the line by Liam McGinn. But 0-0 for the time being. And it's the St. George Saints to get us back underway here in the second half. And they are too programmed by the looks of it. No changes being made. Zjoka Kalic has made 2 changes at half-time. Matthew Hatch, who's made his return from injury, will slot in at left back for Jordan Ivancic. Well, Alessandro Lacalandra is off the bench and will play as the number 9 for the time being. But if he was to opt to go for Patrick Antelmi back off the bench, you'd assume that Lacalandra will possibly push out wide. He's made a couple little adjustments here. Adam Zervis still there, but Carlos de Oliveira looks to have taken up a spot out there on the left. Well, Shunta Nakamura will play as the 10, so plenty of changes. Zjoka Kalic not too happy with his side's attacking output in the first half there, but they're starting off strong here. Nakamura trying to find de Oliveira. Cleared away by Rodic, and Zervis try to flick it over Poon and sends it out and gives possession back the way of the Saints. The Saints, no real changes positionally. No switching of sides as United 58 have done so far. They started off with de Robillard on the left and Shunta Nakamura on the right, and now you've got de Robillard on the right, Shunta through the middle, and de Oliveira out on the left. Hasn't played there in a while. He basically only played as a 10 or number 8 so far this season. And now that is Tariq Maya and Anthony Tomalic in the holding midfield roles after Maya had a short, probably 10 or 15 minute stint as the attacking midfielder of that midfield 3. De Oliveira's touch is a little bit heavy, but it may work in his favour. De Robillard now gets past Poon, puts it in the middle. Lacalandra almost hit the top of his knee, but it's fallen out to de Oliveira. Try to find the freshly substituted Hatch, but Calagero beats him to it. And McGinn will collect that for a throw. And Tomalic is under a lot of pressure to start here with Connor Quilligan, the man who almost broke the deadlock. He can thank Liam McGinn for stopping that one. A sensational goal line clearance from Liam McGinn. De Robillard now. Maya, short one to de Oliveira. He's taken down. Could be a foul here. And it's going to go against Sydney United 58 there. Likely for de Oliveira going on top of the ball and touching it with his hands before the referee's whistle. He's got to play to the whistle, and he's learned that the hard way there, de Oliveira. Sydney United 58, been first to score in 6 out of the last 8 games. They almost did it here. They've won 3 of their last 4 home games as well, and 8 goals in the last 2 outings against St. George FC. Obviously, a little bit of time between those 2 clashes. Had the game earlier in the season in round 6, but before that it was a 2019, what was then known as the FFA Cup fixture between the 2 sides, which was a 5-3 thriller. Went into extra time. It was the Saints scoring a last-minute equaliser to send it through to extra time, and Hatch is through here, and he's got plenty of space to go forward. Matthew Hatch deflected away, but straight into the path of Daniel Axford. First chance of this second half here, and Hatch caught up a bit there with Rodic. Pretty fair challenge, but just a little bit ginger getting up there. Jones, who's starting off pretty defensively, not as deep as you usually see him. It's Quilligan out on the right, which forces Jones to drop into the centre. It's a big body though, so you wonder if they'll try and get a ball in the middle and pick him out. Rodic to De Godoy. So 2 other games going on simultaneously as well. Thank you for choosing this out of the 3. There's 3 blockbusters on today, really. Sydney FC playing host to the Western Sydney Wanderers. They lead that one 2-0, 53 minutes gone there, and Rockdale Linden up 2-0 against Blacktown City. Grant Lynch and Alek Udashevsky on the score sheet there. Lakalandra conjure something up here. He's held the ball up well for de Robillard, but Digodo is first to it, and Axford was there for backup as well. Didn't need him. The clearance is only as far as De Oliveira. Possession back the way of United 58. Lakalandra plays it out wide to Hatch. Little Ronaldo chop back to Nakamura. Looking for the back stick. It was Tariq Meyer. De Robillard could have had it first go, but has a touch and plays it back to Zervis. Zervis's ball in at the back stick. De Oliveira just wide. Outstretched leg, just couldn't get the angle. The ball goes out for a goal kick. A similar start to the first half. United 58. Fire in the first shot across the bows. Axford getting his men forward, shifting them to the left. Seen this from most of the goal kicks so far from Daniel Axford. Great ball. And Jones trying to flick it onto Poon. Zervis sniffs it out and Kalach clears it the other way. Lakalandra played the dummy header and it fell perfectly into his lap, and De Oliveira sending Hatch out wide now. He's got through plenty of work in the first 6 minutes he's been on the pitch. Matthew Hatch gets the ball back into the middle. There's calls for a handball there. De Oliveira appealing his case. He's having to think about it. Adrian Arndt. Shoko Kalach also played in his case to the fourth official. It's not going to go their way, but it will be a corner. Fourth of the game for United 58. Taken very quickly. Tomalich's ball in. Falls out to de Robillard. Lays it off to De Oliveira. Vlastelitz's follow-up saved, and another follow-up by Nakamura. He's offside. And United 58 just coming within inches again. Axford's initial save just slipped out of his fingertips, and it was always going to be hard for Vlastelica to follow that one up. Two chances in quick succession for the hosts. Axford again telling his men to get up and just getting them out of this situation, and he fakes it. He fooled me. Good on you, Daniel Axford. Tigodoi, long ball, lead away by Vlastelica. Straight into the path of Pat O'Shea, and Poon's header just goes the wrong way, and Adam Zervis will take the throw now for United 58. Taken quickly. De Robillard's touch, pounced on by Poon. Bit of back and forth, but it's ended up the way of Tariq Meyer. And out wide to Matthew Hatch. Tomalich. Zervis been very involved attacking this half. Great ball from de Robillard. Zervis back across the face. How did it not go in? Lakalandra stays in. Zervis back across the middle. Cleared away. As Kalajira's header stopped Nakamura from having an open goal. And United 58 would just have to be left wondering how that didn't get in the back of the net. Another chance here now though. McGinn on the left wing gets a ball in the middle trying to find Lakalandra, but Axford's first to it. And a sigh of relief breathed by the visitors. Strong start for United 58, and frustrating one on the other hand as well. Thinking how they haven't fired the goal in yet. Jane Telsevsky already lining up his first substitution of the game. Going to break this little spell of United 58 dominance. 1-2 with Nakamura and Zervis, first time ball. Axford's first to it again. He's had a great day so far. The Saints number 20 in goals. As is that man, Kayo Dugodoi. all his might to keep possession there, and resetting opportunity here for the Saints. Long ball, and it's collected well there by De Oliveira. Usually see those ones go out, but he's kept possession. Nakamura turns a couple, gets into a bit of space and finds Meyer on the left. McGinn. De Oliveira to service. Vasilica to McGinn. Long ball across, and Nakamura had to header it back to keep it in, otherwise that was likely headed for the sidelines. As is this ball, if Zervis can't get onto it, shielded away there. It's going to be a goal kick for St. George FC, courtesy of Jaden Cito. So substitution being made here. Peter Grossos making way. Peter Grossos is switching sides. He's fooled us there. Peter Grossos is going to fill in on the left. He'll link up with Jaden Cito. And it's the number 11, Anthony Morabito, on now. So Morabito in that front three, if you will, alongside Quilligan and Grossos on the left now. Oh, there, Jones's header. Finds Quilligan. Kalac is off his line, has a go from distance. Kalac probably had it covered, but it's a warning strike from the Saints. First strike of the second half for Jane Telsevski's men. With a long clearance to Godot in the aerial duel, and he wins that over Lakalandra. And interfered there by the referee, possibly stopping a counter-attack there. And a bit of confusion there from the drop ball. Might have thought it was playing it back. It's worked out well here. Grossos to Jones or Quilligan. And Vlastelica stops it again. McGinn cleared it off the line to end the first half, and Vlastelica stops Kalac from doing the work there, and the centre-backs are coming up strong for United 58. Kalac not happy with the last couple of decisions that have gone against his side, and firing up his side from the sideline. Meyer slid it away, and plenty of appeals for a handball. Tomilic in a challenge there with Suris. Pretty lucky to not get a card there, but he's just trying to halt momentum for the time being for the Saints. He's done well. It's both Christian Gonzalez and Patrick Antelmi going through their warm-up routines on the sideline. Might be calling Edwin Vasilista's number a bit early just to preserve him for the upcoming run home. Rodic. Out to Kalajiru. Morabito, the fresh substitute. His touch is too heavy, and it's a goal kick for United 58. Joko Kalac telling his son Oliver to get a move on with this goal kick. Still 2-0 in the other two games. Sydney FC leading the Western Sydney Wanderers 2-0, and Rockdale Linden leading Blacktown City 2-0 in our match of the round for round 21. So plenty of midweek action coming up, with the rain wreaking havoc again this weekend across Sydney. De Oliveira, quick one through to Zervis. It's halted by Grossos, but Tomilic eyes up football, tries to pick out De Oliveira, but Axford's first to it. Sensational afternoon, the Saints keeper. Rodic under plenty of pressure, and De Oliveira's had a successful stint out there on the left. Be interesting to see if finds a home there with Shunta Nakamura going through the middle a bit more. Foul there by Harry Jones on Tarek Meyer. They won't be complaining about that too much as Vlastelica, quick one back to Meyer. Man who won them the free kick. Looking for the switch to Zervis. Plays it short to Tomalic. Adam Zervis deflected off a few different body parts there. Jaden Cedo. Bit of a delayed reaction there, and Tomalic has a few words for his opposing defence. Referee Adrian Arndt's going to have to step in and let both sides know what's happening. Kaio Dugore restarts play here. His long ball headed away by McGinn. Zervis coughs up possession, and Cedo now just met by a wall of United 58 counter-attackers. Calandra on Axford's heavy touch. Wasn't planning to do that, but had to send it through to Rodic, and they've recovered well here, the Saints. First time ball from Harry Jones, trying to find Grossos. But Kalac on his feet, first to it, gets it back into his box and plays it out wide to Zervis. Zervis with the very early option. Nakamura's there, and Axford slices it, but gets it away out of danger for the time being. Balls to dig deep for the Saints. They got out of a poor first 10 minutes and flipped the script on their opponents, and just feel the momentum slowly drifting back the way of United 58. Carlos de Oliveira and Patrick Antelmi being lined up. De Oliveira scored in 3 of the last 4 games, Antelmi 3 of the last 5, but they've both been on the score sheet in the last 2 games where they've scored 3 goals in both those games. United 58. So that 3-2 win against Hills United and the 3-0 midweek win in the match of the round for round 19 against the North West Sydney Spirit. But a bit of a surprising loss to Sydney Olympic in the midst of that, but then a 2-1 loss as well to the Spirit in the Australia Cup. And then a 3-2 loss to the Wollongong Wolves, where they led 2-0 at half-time, but little banana peel skid. Seem to be out of that rut of form now, and a win today would put it 3 on the trot for Željko Kalac's men. As Rodic beats off the work of Lakalandra there. Sparking a counter-attacks, Quilligan and Jones. Out wide now, Kalajeru. He's got space if he wants to cut in. Goes the early option. Harry Jones couldn't get the first touch on it, but plays it out wide now to Grossos. Cedo. Jones touch and go. Tomalic gets it out of it. Halts the attack for the time being. Godoy very well to pick out Quilligan. Connor Quilligan again curls it around, but Kalac could see a couple seconds into the future there and positioned that one perfectly. Didn't have to move much there, Oliver Kalac. An early ball to Matthew Hatch. He's got plenty of pace to burn. He's hugging the touchline. There's not many that can catch him in this competition, Matthew Hatch. Meyer, safe option. Back to McGinn. Quilligan for company. Zervis with the Robillard. Resetting now as Tomalic. Vlastelica. Switches across. Adam Zervis. Nakamura goes first time with his cross. It's over the head of Lakalandra and just out of reach of De Oliveira and cleared away, but only as far as the furthest touchline. It's going to be a throw back into the possession of United 58. You'd expect substitution to be made momentarily. Patrick Antelmi ready to go. Likely say one of De Oliveira, Nakamura, or De Robillard will make way, and Tell Me will go through the middle. Lakalandra, the very, very versatile attacking player, will occupy one of those wing positions. To Godoy. Possession coughed up. De Robillard does well to get it back. Plays a short one to Nakamura. He's borne down. Referee doesn't say penalty. Possession in the way of the Saints, and they've got numbers outright. They opt to go that way. Kalajiru. What a moment in the game this could be. First time cross, there's numbers there, but Vlastelica diffuses the situation. And Tomilic plays it out wide to De Oliveira, and they got away with one there, both sides. Could have been a penalty for United 58, and the counter-attack stopped by Vlastelica. De Oliveira switching. Great ball. Zervis has got plenty of room to go forward. Zervis in the middle, goes through the legs, forced to Lakalandra, deflected to De Oliveira. It's going to be a corner in the end. And United 58 are knocking on the door. Patrick Tell Me is desperate to come on. He can sense a goal, and if you need a goal, it's probably going to come through him. United 58's top goal scorer this year, 10 this season. Myers cross, plenty of attention on Axford in the middle. Referee just letting cooler heads prevail before this one comes in from Tarek Meyer. Everyone's back for the Saints. Now how crucial a point could be in this competition. Myers ball in, it's direct on target. Axford with a strong punch away. De Oliveira first time, it's a bit of an air swing. And De Robillard defensively does well to get back, but his deflection goes straight into the pass of Grossos. Grossos through to Jones, but Zervis, sensational work by United 58's number 6. Stops that counter-attack, and if they got past him, it was a 2-on-1 with Kalac the last man. And De Robillard still down. He copped a ball to the face for his troubles there, and inadvertently sparked the counter-attack. Could be his last involvements in the game, the Mauritian international. Great ball from Meyer to pick out Nakamura. Hatch, he's fast, he's just not that fast. That ball a little bit mistimed. And Stephen De Robillard's going to be making way for United 58's top goal scorer this season, Patrick Antelmi. Good shift from De Robillard upon his return after his stint with the Mauritian national team. And the Saints will temporarily be down to 10 men as Pat O'Shea gets some attention on the sidelines. Sorry, Connor Quilligan on the sidelines there. And some tape readjusted on the wrist. Early ball through. Grossos called for a handball there. Sorry, Morabito. The wing switch even caught me off guard. Zervis, the recipient of that quick ball from Vlastelica, looking to get things started real quickly here. Lakalandra finds a home out on the right, and it's Patrick Antelmi in his natural number 9 position. Vlastelica thought about the cross. Played it to De Oliveira, and now to Meyer. Again with the early option. Forced to De Oliveira at the back stick. Couldn't get a shot off, but he keeps possession, and the attacking opportunity stays alive for United 58. Hatch looking to use his pace, but I think he burnt himself a little bit too much there. So it looks like Quilligan might have changed jerseys on the sideline there, because he's run back on in the number 30, formerly worn by Poon. Zervis holding his own there. Had Grossos to deal with, and might be a little bit smaller than him, but he hasn't been beaten, and he's done really well this game, Adam Zervis. And Telmi picks out Nakamura. De Oliveira. Quick one, try to play it back with a little 1-2 within Telmy, but possession's coughed up, and now the way with Harry Jones. Quilligan over the top, Morabito's offside, flag temporarily goes up but down. But Jesse Spang being warmed up. As Adam Zervis going down with, looks like a little cramp at the bottom of his foot. Oh, that's got to hurt. Physio's on, and St. George Saints will make a substitution here. Peter Grossos making his way to the sideline. Just for a drink, possibly. It's Harry Jones making way. And Jesse Spang looking to be as the sole number 9. Quilligan possibly floating in behind him. Go around the ground. Sydney FC leading the Western Sydney Wanderers 3-0 now, so that's 3 points for them. And closing in on 3 points is Rockdale Linden, who extend their lead at the top of the NPL New South Wales men's ladder. Which just makes this result just that much more important for both sides. Sydney FC currently on 18 points, going to 14th spot, but importantly would be within 4 points of St. George FC. And Sydney United would catapult over the Wanderers with a win, and Blacktown City as well if both results were to stay the same. So everything's playing in the favour of both sides, but they both need a win. Only one can walk away with it. Long ball from Vlastelica to look to pick out Matthew Hatch, who hasn't spent much time in that left-back role. He's basically been a secondary left winger, which has played in their advantage because Carlos de Oliveira has worked his way into being the secondary number 10, working alongside Shunta Nakamura. Both men getting through plenty of work in this second half. Down to about 18 minutes of regulation to go. De Oliveira gets past one, but he can't get past Calageru, who won the challenge but couldn't win the ball back, and it's going to be a throw the way of the hosts. Meyer. Kalandra. Floated in centrally and much more deeper than expected. Meyer with Service, who looks much better than we seen him a couple minutes ago. Just a cramp of the arch of the foot there. McGinn resending back to Kalach. Finds the skipper Vlastelica. There to Tomalic. He's got space to go forward, but sends it to Meyer. Wants him to do the running instead. It's fair enough. Tomalic gets through mountains of work every single game. One of the unsung heroes of this side for many, many years. Tomalic's ball. Hatch does very, very well to keep that in. Bearing his blushes a little bit there. It's Matthew Hatch. Massive advantage. Bringing him on at half-time. He's just got that massive energy tank and easily ready to go for 45 minutes straight. As Zervis' touch a little bit too heavy and Cito sends it out for a goal kick. Shaka Kalach still with a few options on the bench. Christian Gonzalez defensively if he wants. Josh Attard amongst them. Still got Bailey Rule, Dejan, Baker Danakoski, Aidan Milicevic still recovering from injuries. Bailey Rule will be back in a couple of weeks for more reports, but could see a few new signings featuring in the next couple of weeks. The Joka Kalach connection's working well. He adds plenty of depth to this squad. Zervis, throw to Meyer, flicks it back to Zervis, who has no other option but to send it long, but it's out for a throw. Throw from Cito, and it's the first involvement for Jesse Spang. Can't too much though, as it skims the top of his head and goes back into the grip of Joko Kalac. Oh, Oliver Kalac, sorry, got my Kalac's confused there. In long ball, Lakalandra playing it back through the middle. It's De Oliveira now, space to go forward. Wants to use Hatch, but he has to go back now with Maya. Lakalandra first time to Antelmi. Patrick Antelmi sends it across the face of goal. His first shot since coming off the bench a couple of minutes ago. Just showing how lethal he can be in front of goals. Give him an inch, and that's what he can do. Looking for his 11th of the season. Christian Gonzalez going to be coming on. Possibly could be the final substitution for Joko Kalac's side. Tomilic wins that one and didn't sound good. Coming off the head, but he looks fine. He's a tough cookie, I'm sure he'll be alright. Next out will probably be another substitution for United 58 as Jane Telsevsky looks at his watch and looks over at his substitutes warming up. McGinn and Vlastelica have been under a lot of pressure these last couple of minutes and have been forced to use Oliver Kalac a little bit more than they've been prone to this season. They like playing it forward, progressive football. This brand instilled by Joko Kalac. De Oliveira with the first time pass to Nakamura could have been fouled, but the referee playing on Pat O'Shea. Plays it through to Spain. Grossos has got acres of space if they can get it across to him. The ball's only as far as McGinn though, and Tomilic did well to cover up that space as well. And now a bit more open transitional football from United 58. Maya's got room to move forward. Tomilic. De Oliveira. Try to get past Rodic. Fouled for his troubles. Taken quickly now. Tomilic. Eyes up border like Lakalandra, who was a bit flat-footed. Didn't expect it and he's lost possession. But the ball's kicked out just as quickly from the Saints. Throw taken quickly and it finds Maya. Quickly disposed of out the right by Tomilic, trying to find Zervis, and Sidu has no other choice but to send it out for a throw. And Christian Gonzalez wanted to come on quickly and take that throw as his first play, but Zervis comes off, very solid shift, and Gonzalez's first touch of the ball is going to be a throw-in. Long one, clearance away by Rodic, and plenty of pressure applied there by Antelmi. Forces his opposition into giving up a corner, and with 12 minutes to go, this really could be the chance that separates the two sides here. Fresh off the bench, it's Christian Gonzalez who's going to take this one. He's got Maya short, and he does go there. Tariq Maya has a go, and that was looking destined for the top corner, if not for the head of the captain, Pat O'Shea. Gonzalez again. He's got Maya open short. Same as last time, but Maya goes a little bit different. De Oliveira on the edge. First time cross, and it's cleared away for a throw by Sidu. Gonzalez with a long throw. Picks out Antelmi. Gets past one. Gets past two. Patrick Antelmi. Didn't get the desired contact on that one, and Axford, pretty easy pickings for him. Had a tough day at the office. Hasn't conceded, but he's had plenty of work to get through, and that one he will be thankful just rolling into his grip. Bit of an aerial duel won there by McGinn. Lakalandra tried to get it past Sidu. Deflected away into Godot's clearance. Finds Grossos. Sidu again. Long switch by Quilligan. It falls perfectly to Oliver Kalach. Just feeling around here that there's just that one little twist left. There's been plenty and plenty of late surprises in just about all the Sydney United 58's games this season. The second half specialists down 2-0 to Hills United at halftime last week. And it was Patrick Antelmi off the bench. Won the game with his goal. Will we see something similar here today, or will the Saints be the heartbreakers? Long ball over the top and cleaned up again there by McGinn. Kalach, long ball, trying to pick out Hatch, but Calagiro's there first. De Oliveira switching it up, trying to find Lacalundra. He's going to have to fight hard to keep that in, but he can't see to shielding that one away, and another goal kick for the Saints. Just seeing the attacking wing-backs have just played a little bit more conservative in this second half, and it's worked out well. Seen it at the start, they were playing the same style that they had for the first 45 minutes, and just exposed a little bit defensively. United had 3 or 4 chances that really could open the scoring, and I think a conservative effort being made there by Jane Teltsevsky, Teljan Sidu and Nicholas Calagero. As good as they've been, I think just had to focus on the defensive work for the final half an hour, and it's paid dividends so far. The Saints haven't kept a clean sheet in their last 9 games, and they've gone 81 minutes without a goal so far. They're looking to break open the United 58 defence here. Shea's header. Grossos does the same to Sidu. Can't get the touch on it. Now Antelmi's onto the Godoy, who have to clear it as far as McGinn. Lands into the path of Grossos. Gets past Gonzalez. Peter Grossos back to Jesse Spang. Gets it onto his right. It's deflected away, and the header is only as far as Grossos. Spang, sorry, but Vlastelica deals with it. And now a chance the other way for United 58. Antelmi over the top to De Oliveira, but De Godoy, the experienced campaigner, first to it. Turnaround clearance by Calagero, and it's straight out, and possession back for United 58. Aidan O'Shea lining up as the last substitution for United 58, as Gonzalez technically gave away a foul there, but it's gone out for a goal kick, and they'll take the goal kick, the Saints, as Aidan O'Shea joined Pat on the field, and Peter Grossos being told to go off at the nearest exit as opposed to the halfway line. So Spang and Quilligan as the 2 number 9s, Morabito and O'Shea either side. As Souris and O'Shea patrol the middle. And now a chance. Calagera's touch a little bit too heavy, cleaned up by Vlastelica. Clean up crew, Vlastelica and Liam McGinn today. They've had a sensational afternoon, a great season overall. Souris. Plenty of off-ball pressing, and I think that was a point of emphasis even in the off-season. Speaking to a few of the players during pre-season, they said Joko Kalach's pre-season routine is very intense, lots of running, but it's paying dividends. You see how much work they get done, and plenty of energy in the tank. It's a deflected clearance from Vlastelica, falls the way of Antelmi, went for the spectacular from halfway because Axford was off his line, but turning around, couldn't get underneath it as he would have desired. And possession coughed up prematurely for United 58 and back with the Saints. Long ball, and the battle won there by Tomalic. His header just went the wrong way, and Quilligan playing it through. Morabito's touch is very heavy, and Oliver Kalach bravely first to it, but might have copped a stud to the head for his troubles. And a very good chance there. Great ball there from Connor Quilligan. Morabito was through for all money and just went a little bit too heavy on the touch, and big credit to the United 58 defence for forcing that error. 5 minutes of regulation to go now. Tell me quick one to Nakamura. Maya. Gonzalez. Maya. Just taking their time. They're not rushing anything. I mean, 4 minutes to go. You'd think there'd be desperation, but that's not the way they play. United 58, cool, composed in attack. Cito disposes Lakalandra's possession for the time being. Tomilic faked the cross. Out to Maya. Vlastelica advanced now. Again, to Vlastelica. Oliveira's got a bit of space in the middle if he wants to go. Just to go with Meyer, and that's a great challenge there, and it's fallen the way of Pat O'Shea, but an even better challenge by De Oliveira, the man who coughed up possession there. Working hard to get it back for his team. Gonzalez's header forward would be through to the path of Antelmi, but De Godoy wastes no chances, and that ball's up in the second tier with us here at the Boca stand. Two balls on the pitch at the same time. Referee's gonna have to stop it. It's not going to. Antelmi back through to De Oliveira. Deflected into the path of Hatch. What a save by Axford. That ball was coming at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And Daniel Axford, as he has all afternoon, as solid as you like in between the sticks. Tomilic. To Gonzalez. Overran it a little bit, didn't go for the first touch, wanted to run onto it, but ran out of room. Let's go around the grounds one more time. Sydney FC closing in on a 3-0 win over the Wanderers, whilst Blacktown City, thanks to Travis Major, have reduced the deficit to 2-1. With 3 minutes of play remaining there. Nakamura's header on to Antelmi, cleared away by Rodic. Back into a dangerous path there by McGinn. Out for a throw-in in the end. Session one back just as quickly by United 58. It's a bit more similar to both team styles. United 58 trying to pick their moments, holding possession, whilst St. George happy to sit back and pick their moments on the counter-attack. Vlastelica. Long ball over the top, into the path of Lakalandra. Heads it through, into the path of De Oliveira. Pat O'Shea is the man there for the Saints to defuse that situation for the time being. Headed back into a dangerous way by Tomilic to Lakalandra. Keeps it in well, and now with Gonzalez. Meyer. Time's ticking away for the host. Just under 60 seconds of regulation to go here. Tomilic. Thought about it. Went the long option to Antelmi. Couldn't get it on the head, and it's bounced away for a goal kick. A few fans heading towards the exits, not too sure why. Still injury time to go. You'd be kicking yourself if you missed another late winner or two from United 58. They've done it a few times this season. Oxford long ball, and it's headed into the path of Morabito, and again it's Liam McGinn. Been a great defensive display from everyone involved, from both sets of defenders. There's Caligeru, just diffusing the situation for the time being. It's back into the path now with Christian Gonzalez. Kastelica to Tomalic. Turns and doesn't even think about it. Try to find Gonzalez. Cito splits the two attackers there. And it's going to be a throw for the Saints. Now into injury time. 4 minutes of injury time indicated by the fourth official. Quick play, heavy touch. And Nakamura wins possession back in a very advanced position for United 58. But Lakalandra got over the top of that pass and coughs up possession just as quickly. Gets past 1 and 2. That is Aidan O'Shea. To Godoy. Under a bit of pressure there from Antelmi and forced to just clear it. And Hatch wins back possession for United 58. Kastelica first time. Lakalandra, it's a little bit too wide and possession coughed up in that exact same spot. Is going to be another throw for the Saints by way of Jaden Sidhu. Throw into the middle. It's almost there for Quilligan. Possession turning away, but in the favour of the hosts. Tomalic. Hatch. So focal point of the attack in the second half since coming off the bench at half-time for Joko Kalac's side. Again, pushing forward. It's a good ball if Lakalandra can get onto this. Gets past Cito. Lakalandra tried to find Antelmi, but it falls to Christian Gonzalez. Deflected into the path of De Oliveira. It's not over for Sydney United 58. Tomalic's ball, it's a little bit heavy, but Hatch keeps it in. De Oliveira. McGinn, space to go forward, goes out wide to Gonzalez. He's got 3 options in the middle. Forced to go back, and that's great defensive work by the Saints there. 2 minutes of injury time to play. Kastelica with the diagonal. And Gonzalez was waiting for it. It almost fell perfectly into his chest. But it looked like it was Aidan O'Shea getting back and doing some defensive work there to stop it for the time being. Nakamura. Antelmi thought about the shot. Left it for De Oliveira. Possibly taken a touch there by Nicolas Caligeru. And Axford again. Halting the attack. And this could be the final throw of the dice for the St. George Saints. Another kick just perfectly picked out by Vlastelica. And Gonzalez going forward now. Nakamura first time. Lakalandra was expecting it on the other side of Sidhu, but he's won it back, Alessandro Lakalandra. Tomalic out wide to Hatch. Tomalic thought about it. Lakalandra back to McGinn. Under 60 seconds to go now. It's now or never for the hosts. Meyer. Tomalic in an advanced position. Lakalandra plays it onto him, but De Godoy clears it up. And with 30 seconds to go, Kalac has got to get this straight back into the position that they were before. McGinn had 3 or 4 players calling for it forward. Vlastelica obliges. Gonzalez's header, but he's beaten to it there by Aidan O'Shea, who's gotten through a mountain of defensive work since coming off the bench. Antelmi through the legs, and it's Gonzalez on the sideline now. Plays it through the middle. Meyer first time as Patrick Antelmi falls to Lakalandra. De Godoy away. Matthew Hatch across the face of goal. And United 58 with what could be the final chance of the game, and it is. It's a Matthew Hatch header that went begging. And this place has been left stunned. It's a 0-0 draw. A deflated Sydney United Sports Centre. As the fans left with their hands in their head with 2 chances. The final play of the game. Credit to the Saints for keeping a clean sheet there at the end. They did really well in an almost near man-of-the-match performance from Daniel Axford in goals. Keeps it at 0-0. Both sides had their chances. United had it all at the end, but they'll have to settle for a draw here at the Sydney United Sports Centre. It's the Saints' first clean sheet in 9 games. Sydney United kept scoreless first time in nearly a month. What a thrilling end to that game. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed calling it here in Adenza Park. Thank you for joining us on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. We'll be back next week for round 22 action. There'll be plenty of midweek action and women's action to carry you on through to Sunday night. Thank you very much for joining us.